Let's look at how we can compute the number of non-zero elements, account for non-zero elements in TensorFlow. First, we'll create a tensor. X is equal to tf.constant that has values 0, 1, 2, 3. So here we see that there is one zero element, and the non-zero elements are, there are three non-zero elements, 1, 2, and 3. So let's see how we can use the math library in TensorFlow. For that, we'll type tf.math.count underscore non-zero, and in parentheses we specify the input tensor, and then we can print the value of z. Here I'm converting it to a NumPy array so that just easier to read what we have in the output. So we get a value of 3, as we said before, because there are 3 non-zero elements in this particular tensor. If we have a tensor that has let's say it's a two-dimensional tensor. So let's see how it would work in that case. What I'll do here is we'll create another set of row. So that's, let's say that's the first row we have in the tensor. We'll put a comma there, and then down below we'll create another row that has values 10, 11, 0. Now if we get the count for non-zero elements without specifying any axes, what we get is the number of non-zero elements in the entire tensor, including all rows, all columns. So here we have 4 non-zero values, which is the 1 and 1, 2, and then we have 10 and 11. So total 4. If you specify axis, so let's say, let's copy this, or we can write it right here. If we specify axis is equal to none, then it's going to be still the same output that we had before, which is the number 4 that we see. So what I'm going to do is continue typing below this. So the previous line of code is also there for you to see. Next, what we'll do is change the axis, and we'll set this to 0. When we set this to 0, what we get in the output is how many non-zero elements are there in each of the columns. In the first column, we have 0 and 10. So there is one non-zero value. So we get a 1 here down there. In the second column, we have 1 and 11. So both the values are non-zero. So we get a number of 2 here in the output. The last column, there is one non-zero element, which is 2. Therefore, in the output, we get 1 because there's one non-zero element there. If we change the axis again, let's say if we change the axis to 1 instead of 0, now what we should see is the number of non-zero elements row-wise. In the first row, we have 2 non-zero elements that are 1 and 2. And so in the output, here we get the value of 2. In the second row, we have 2 non-zero elements again, which is 10 and 11. And therefore, again in the output, we get a value of 2. So that's how we can use tf.math.count underscore non-zero to get the number of non-zero values in a tensor. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please do let me know in the comment section below. I hope to see you all in the next video. Until then, thank you.